Hello everybody, this is the Kingdom of Mum's Sink. Turns out my phone won't let me switch the camera around to different views, so you're lucky you don't get to see me in this video. Hurrah! Now what I'm doing is I'm making a series of videos because I'm trying to switch to eco-friendly products. And I thought it may be helpful to people to see what I'm switching to and maybe the websites where I'm getting the stuff from and things like that. I'm going to jump straight in because the sink's probably not that interesting. So let's go over here. So this is my dishwashing. I've switched my dishwashing over to eco-friendly. Really could do with a better phone so I could do these a bit easier. Are you going to focus ever? Hello? So this is my absolutely useless. This is my dishwashing kit at the moment. Obviously I'm not saying to switch. I'm switching over myself. It's all new to me. So I don't know what I'll think of it in the long term. We'll see. But I have actually used, this is the washing up block. It's a zero waste dishwashing block by No Tox Life. Obviously I've unwrapped it. I've actually chucked the wrapper for this away, unfortunately. It's gone missing, so I can't show you what it comes by. It's basically just wrapped in a little bit of cardboard with the details on, but this is the block for doing the washing up. So that replaces washing up liquid. I got this for £12, which does seem expensive, but apparently it lasts for months. Obviously I can't testify to that yet. I got it from a website called the Peace with the Wild. It's called Peace with the Wild website, which I may try to link in if I can be that technologically minded. I do recommend the site. It's a very nice site. So that was £12. It's biodegradable, it's free from SLS, whatever that is, fragrance and parabens, it's palm oil free, it's 100% natural, it's homemade and vegan. The ingredients are ethically sourced. There's added aloe vera to sort of help protect your hands if you don't use gloves, because of course gloves are plastic, aren't they? Yeah, it's zero waste and it's plastic free, so there was no plastic in this packaging that it came with. This is the main washing up pad. This is one I've used. It's made by Loofco washing up pad. It's basically loofah, as you can see. It's long lasting, it's non-scratch, it's flexible, durable, it's traditional, and it expands and softens in water, which I can say it does, so you can easily get that in cups and stuff once it's wet. It's made from obviously natural plant fibres, and it's mainly loofah and coconut. Yeah. So you can use it on just about anything. After use, you squeeze out the excess water and shake any food particles. You can kind of rinse them out because it's so holy, and it's really easy to actually get any food matter out of it, and just rinse it out, pick it out yourself afterwards. It can be composted. It will last for months, it says, which I can't testify to because I've only had it a few weeks, well, actually about 2 or 3 weeks. It can be composted. Loofahs are the fruit of a plant, hence size and colour will vary. And one thing I have read, and I think it was on the site, that you can put it in your wash. So I think they recommended 40, but I do a once a week 90-degree wash for things like dishcloths and stuff like that, things that I want to reuse again. I do in the kitchen, and for washing I do 90 degrees to try and kill any bacteria and stuff like that. And I did put this used one in a 90-degree wash. I was a little bit concerned, but it totally survived it and didn't cause any problems. And obviously that only goes in with things like tea towels and dishcloths, and because I actually I've bought some bamboo kitchen towels that are rewashable and reusable, so I've I've popped them in, and it's that kind of thing that goes in there. So there's no clothes or anything in there. It's just a purely kind of kitchen stuff wash. So that's that. This is what it comes like. This is one that hasn't been used yet. So I got a 2-pack. They are cheap. They're like, I don't know, £2 or £3. So they're not expensive, and apparently they last months. This is, I think it's also from Loofco. I've chucked away the packaging. You can definitely get all this, everything you see here, you can get from the Peace with the Wild website. So I believe the bottom is bamboo, if I remember correctly, but it's definitely a compostable, planet-friendly wood. And this, I believe, is coconut. And it's really hard, and it has that you can use to scrub. If you want to, and that gets in bottles, which is quite handy. That you just have to rinse out really well. You could probably shove some hot water over it if you wanted to give it a really good clean. One of the things that does worry me about this, and not throwing stuff away because I can be a little bit OCD, is you know, build up of bacteria and stuff, but so far so good. It just seems really dry and clean. So this is a washing up scraper. Again from Loofco. None of these are expensive, like £2 or £3 or something like that. Removes baked on food for pans and ovens, and she's showing you how you can use it there. So you're kind of using it like a scourer in a way, but it's natural. Made from coconut husks, durable, traditional, handmade. A brush with nature. So it says soak baked on food in warm water and washing up liquid. Use the scraper to lift off food and residue. The blade-like edge at the front and the fibrous coir fibres underneath act like a scrubbing brush. After use, rinse and hang up to dry from the string loop. When the bristle-like edge of the washing up scraper starts to fray, trim with scissors back to a solid edge for months more use. And so that's the edge you can use to scrape with. I haven't used it yet, actually. I haven't had to use it. This has done the job. So yeah, so that's nice, and it has little, they all have little strings on, so if you want to hang up to dry you can. Also, another thing you can get, because obviously with soap, one of the things, I switched away from soap to like liquid soap, and obviously washing up liquid bottles, you don't need to sort of store them, but I've picked up some of these, which unfortunately is in plastic wrapping, but never mind, can have everything, can you? So that it's got air holes to let soaps dry and stuff like that. So I haven't actually had any soaps on these yet. And another thing I like about these, if you get more than one and you want to line them up, they just slot together nicely. I don't think this one was from Peace with the Wild, it was from another website. Probably the Peace from the Wild one wouldn't have come wrapped up in plastic, but I couldn't, they had run out, so I had to get these. But I'm not actually using these yet. I just wanted to show you an option. Okay, what I'm using to store at the moment is an old ice cube tray, because it just sits everything on so perfectly. So you can have it on a flat surface. I might upgrade eventually, but it's doing the job for now. And I love it, because what I do is I put the soap there, and all the air can get through as you dry it. I put my loofah there, and it sits up in it. I can put my scraper in, and that, when I keep it up by the window, and it'll sit up on the window, and it can all just dry. It just balances it all on, and my loofah. So I'm just going to do that now. Hold on. I'm going to have to try and cut them together. That's a complete pain in the arse. Okay, so that's what that looks like. So I'm just using the window to sort of hold that bamboo and coconut scrubber, and they just all sit on there, and they can dry and everything after I've used them. So there we are. Right, I'm trying to balance this here and hoping that you can kind of see enough. It's all good fun when you haven't got proper equipment. So I'm going to pour the water, pour the hot water. Nice and hot. I'm not going to wear gloves because I'm only going to want to cut it. Probably one thing, to be honest with you. Don't you hate it when it takes about a million years for the water to come through hot? You're wasting water. Ridiculous. Okay. So I've got my loofah. Oh, okay, that's nice. Thank you for that. Hold on. Put it back up again. So I've got my loofah. I've got my washing up block and my dish soap block. So I'll just put there. I'm going to pop that in there and it goes soft and you can get that into anything. It's really great for getting cups and stuff. The first thing I'm going to wash is a new thing that I've bought. And it's a bamboo, not bamboo actually, this is an olive wood spatula. So I'm trying to source stuff that is obviously eco-friendly as well. That can be composted or, you know, that would just leave less of an imprint. I'm just trying to be as eco-friendly as I can. I bought this spatula. It's quite expensive. I think it was £6, but hopefully it will last for a long time because one of the things that a lot of the eco-friendly stuff seems to boast is that even though it costs a little bit more, you kind of get your money back tenfold because the stuff will last longer because it's higher quality and the way it's made natural, it lasts longer. Obviously I can't testify to that at the moment, but it looks really good. This is Eddington olive wood, and basically it's they don't harvest the wood until the tree has finished sort of fruiting, and the from timber is harvested when the olive production has ceased or branches have been cut as part of the pruning process. So it's kind of sustainable, I guess. So that's why I got that, and I got this from Ocado. I find I do as much of my shopping as I can from sites that are really eco-friendly, and the way I've got around it, obviously I can't get everything, but I find that Ocado does some really, I can kind of top up the rest as much as possible from Ocado that I've not managed to get on the online websites that I found. So that's what that's the olive spatula. So I'm going to watch that. So basically I'm just going to wet it, and then I'm going to get this. I'm going to get my block, wet it first if you want, and then you just scrub into the block, get some of the soap on there, and then just scrub it around. You'll see it making a lava, and then you can just rinse it off. You can use that again if you want, a little more scrubbing and it kind of rinses the soap out there, or you can just do it with your fingers. I find that's quite nice because you can sort of feel when it's rinsed and clean. I give it a rinse and then I'll leave it to dry. I have found that with this soap, I think it leaves a slightly chalky residue on the stuff. So if you don't like that, I've left things to dry and use them with that chalky sort of, it's not really obvious, it's just a little bit there. And I've used them and, you know, it's all natural and I'm not really worried about it. But if you don't want to have that chalky residue, you can leave them to dry if you want. And then it's just get a good old-fashioned tea towel and give them a dry. And that will polish off that any chalky residue that's there. But to be honest, it doesn't actually bother me that much, and I'd only do select things really that you want not to have a... It's really not that bad, it's just very slight, but I prefer not to have it there. That's done really, I'm going to put that away now. Ready for use. I might review it when I use it, but I'm not sure. Okay, so I think that's enough. It does take a little while longer because you have to, you know, you have to put a little bit more effort in. So you have to get your dish block and you have to do the rubbing on to get the stuff. You can do it with this if you want, same thing, you just wet it, rub it on and clean with that if you want to use that. Or you can use a mixture of both or do whatever you want. Yeah, it's a little bit more effort. But, you know, at the end of the day, I'm doing that for the planet, for the future of our planet, because I just think it's so important. We've got to get we've got to start thinking about what we're doing as a human race and how we're treating our planet and look after our home. It's a shame that commercially there isn't more options for being eco-friendly available. At the moment, you have to put a little bit of effort in. But the more people that try and do this, they'll realise that there's a market for it, and it'll all become, I think, more readily available, and it would possibly even bring the price of it down a little bit. Obviously, the more people that buy, the better. So I'm trying. I'm going to do my bit. So anyway, that's the my kind of dishwashing kit. I know I haven't shown you all of it, but I don't want to bore you to death. If you want to know anything, if anybody actually watches this ever, put some comments below, and I try and answer all comments, obviously, because I'm not a very popular YouTuber, so I can. So do ask if you want to know recommendations for any of the websites I use. If I don't sort of put them in the description or anything, then just ask. I'd love to get a conversation about this going, and maybe even get a few tips off each other about places we can use and websites that we can use. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Adios.